Hello everybody, welcome to another speedrun episode game against Mir Kylon, rated 1676. So let's see how a 1700 rated club player handles our Stonewall attack setup. So you already know the deal with the pawns, you know where they go, you know where the knight goes, you know the setup, right? We've done so many videos already. He plays this move, which you should assume is a bad move by now, as it helps us get into our setup for free. He goes back to the square, which he could have gone to begin with, so now we just get free turns, right? And we just get our setup one turn faster than normal, which we like. So now we have our starting setup. He retreats the knight, which tells me see if he wants c5 and maybe some knight reroute, but it doesn't change our plans. Now that we've gotten our starting setup, knight to e5, the thematic move, and he doesn't play c5, he plays c6, a more passive, not a testing variation, as it doesn't fight for the center, also doesn't free his bishop at all. Not so hot for him. And so now, maybe we have a free hand to attack on the king side. Fine. Well, the engine is always going to like e4. Always, always, always. Do we play with the engine likes, or do we get a little frisky with g4? Let's try g4, frisky land. He played a little passive, so maybe we can go a little crazier than normal on the king side. He tries to stop the pawn advance with h6, but that kind of provides a hook to rip open his king. Hopefully you're getting more used to the concept of the hook by now, since I talk about it in lots of videos right before I checkmate the guy. So here, if we push and he takes and we take, we are hitting a knight. He can't go to the right, he can't go to the center, he'll have to go back. Even if he includes this trade. Maybe he includes it, goes back, hits our pawn. Queen h5, he takes. Yeah, so let's go g5. This is the whole point of the Stonewall attack. So now maybe I'll get to demonstrate, like, the key idea is why this bishop is so strong, why we play the g-pawn. The whole point of the g-pawn is to remove the king's best defender on f6. So we do it. Our rook is open, our bishop's open, and by kicking its best defender, our queen can come to its favorite square, and that's the key. So he actually does go to the right, but I thought you couldn't. So this has to be like losing, right? Can we take this? And if he takes, we go check. He has to go back. At the least, we can take here and hit his queen. Maybe even just rook lift and try to checkmate him outright. Is there also just take here immediately, hitting the queen? If he takes with the rook, we can take the rook. And if he takes, we go check, but then the knight can take. Queen check. That's unnecessary. You could also start with queen h5, but then g6, which also looks bad. I'm gonna take the knight. Kind of along the lines, like, it feels like a Greek gift, right? But it's not a Greek gift because you don't have knight g5. Like, it's not the same pattern, but it feels like it. It's in the same spirit of it. And I just get the same sensation that this works kind of like it. So let's go queen h5, which triple attacks here, and looks at these squares. So now, it's funny, we're not even down material. It looks like we should be down a piece. We're not down a single thing, and we can just immediately just win by knight takes f7, but Maybe we have a direct checkmate, like rook f3. I suppose maybe he always has time. I mean, he can never really play f6 or f5 because g6 comes with checkmate threats. And he'll have to sack a piece. So rook up, he takes our knight. We maybe don't even take and just go rook here. You can only stop one of the two checkmate squares. If he moves the rook, he gets mated. If he pushes the f pawn, maybe g6. I mean, it's just easier to go knight takes f7. Because this threatens checkmate in one, so what is this move? Doesn't this hang his queen? He goes here, which does block the rook's protection of the knight. So this is not mate in one because you can take here. But not only can I play g6, but just take his queen, right? Okay, so that was a collapse by him. Then he hits our queen, but we can take with check, and he resigns. Okay, so now let's check the endgame. Was that bishop takes h7 actually winning like it looks? So we go through, we try to get a Stonewall. We start with the f4 move order because he started with the knight, which threatens e5. Yeah, we have no mistakes, so 94%. So maybe it was working. Development in center. Development in center. Free move, improving for free and forced. Well, not forced, but development in center. King safety development. Improving a piece. It's our main idea in the Stonewall, knight to e5. And it's just a game. He goes a little passive. And this is where you normally do something like rook f3 to either g or h3, trying to provoke some weaknesses. We go for a cheekier option, g4. You know, it's riskier because you're playing with pawns, not pieces. But instead of striking out at our center with c5, he plays on the side of the board where we're attacking. Probably not the best idea. Sometimes it is, but generally not. And this creates a nice little hook for us. Now, we go for the hook. This creates practical problems for your opponent. His best move is to take. Our best move is to take back, right? And now he's in only move territory, and that's the whole thing. So Engine says it's playable, but practically speaking, not easy to play for black. Your knight's hit, and you have one move to survive, right? You don't want to be in that situation. And that move is not even to move your knight. It's to take my knight, to counter. I'll take back, and then you go back. And this is what I thought he was going to do. Remember I said he was going to go back and hit the pawn after the trade? And I was maybe just going to ignore and go queen h5. And we have some type of weird game. g6, queen h6. I don't know if he can take. I didn't actually calculate past here. Okay, this apparently loses on the spot, you see? Rook f4, he's just getting mated. Unstoppable mate. But even without that, like, his king's getting attacked. Your rook is open, your queen is open, your knight can come in. No complaints as white. You can always go king h1, and he can't get to it. So that's if he plays perfectly, this is just a game. But it's hard to play perfect. That's my point. So we take, he moves his knight immediately to a square that attacks the pawn, and it's losing, +5. So queen h5, for reference, is +2. So what does that mean? It means it's a strong, winning, attacking move that applies pressure to the light squares with the knight, the bishop, and a potential g6 pawn push, and the rook, in a way that he can't really survive. He's going to lose because of all the pressure. Fine. Now we have knight takes f7, the other move I calculated at +2.5, better. Kind of going down our line where he takes. And now, You don't go down that line I said because he has knight takes g6 at the end. You just deflect the king, scoop the rook, and it's about +3 here. But at +5, clearly strongest, is the sacrifice. In Greek gift style, we take the knight, he has to take back, queen h5, he has to go back, and best move again, by a lot, is knight takes f7. So I'm glad we didn't try anything else. Like this, you lose almost all your advantage. You're still better, but you kind of lose your immediate win. But knight takes f7 is just obvious, hits the queen and threatens mate in 1. So he has to give up the rook for it, ideally. But he blunders the queen. And then resigns. So very smooth game, but you can see kind of the potential and idea of the Stonewall attack. What did we do? Okay, we got our starting setup. We went knight e5, which you're going to do anyway in all your games because it's the most obvious thing to do. And then the less obvious thing. Okay, so you could do a rook lift and attack h7. Or what did we do? We just said, okay, I'm going to go caveman g4, g5, kick away this knight, and mate him on h7, which the knight defends. That's it. It wasn't complicated or GM level. g4, and it wasn't even the best moves, right? Inaccuracy, g5. He takes. We have to take. Brain dead. And then that's it. And then we just keep one tactical pattern in mind, the Greek gift, which isn't even this, but we're trying to transfer, right, knowledge. We calculate some things, see that he collapses on f7. We didn't do anything. It was just caveman, boom, boom. And you can get that a lot in the Stonewall attack, which is why it's nice at some lower ranks. So good luck in your chess. Submit your rapid games in my Discord. Goodbye.